Oh, wow. Whoa, sorry. What up, everyone? We're live. Yeah, I know, right? It's the fantasy season's over, so we're officially in the playoffs, maybe the best time of the year. Still tons of ways to do fantasy. You can do some DFS. We're going to do our own live draft. We can do betting. We can do props. We got previews to all our games. It's Christmas in January. So we're just going to be breaking down some of the games today. We're going to do a little draft. We're going to talk some props, yada, yada, yada. How's everyone doing? Jason, what's cooking?
Hey, not too much. Just finally over the hump on an illness. We're back.
Just it's a circular illness. Brian, you too. You were pretty rough last pod, popping halls like Tic Tacs.
Listen, halls are great. Yeah, I'm doing better. Still got a little bit of the cough thing. Don't recommend the flu to anyone, but we're here.
Okay. So yeah, Jason's a Niners fan. Brian's an Eagles fan. You guys are both in the playoffs, and you guys are playing each other. Is this just going to be one big reverse jinx podcast where nobody thinks they're going to win?
It could be.
We're gonna win.
Yeah, so I don't admittedly feel very good from a Niners perspective about it.
Okay. So I want to talk some of the coaching stuff too. Let's get out of the way. A lot of jobs open. Well, Brian, what do you think? What's the best job available? Like your top three. Who do you think are like the best names to fill them? Just off the cuff.
I think Ravens are the best.
Okay.
They have the QB. They have the good GM. They have a proven track record. The best coach on the market also happens to be from the Ravens, in my opinion, from Harbaugh. I think he is the best on the market. I think Giants and Tennessee are probably the other two best options.
Really,
Tennessee. I think Tennessee, Cam Ward showed something at the end. They have picks. They have a defensive star. You can just kind of start over there. So I think could be a pretty attractive spot. I think they're getting a new stadium. I just think it's kind of a blank slate. So if you're a coach that wants that, I do think somebody like Harbaugh might be, especially if they kind of give him the keys to pick GM, et cetera. That could be a good spot. Then I think Giants, just having Dart, you have a bunch of stars on offense and defense. It's just, I feel like it's more of the trenches they need to fill up and solidify. Once you do that, I think they have a lot of star power.
Okay. Jason, we were talking a little earlier. Yeah, you said mostly the same thing, right?
Yeah. So for me, Baltimore is definitely number one. You have Lamar in place. I mean, even though Henry is going to be another year older, he's still really good. He just needs to stop fumbling the ball. You have to me, a number two receiver in Zay Flowers who has, that number one potential. So I think they could add there. You still have Mark Andrews. So yeah, Baltimore is definitely the best job available.
See, for me, I kind of like the Miami job because, Brian, you're talking about trenches. Like Miami's O-line was one of the best in the league. Their defense showed up really well. You got A-Chain, you got a top running back, Jalen Waddle. They got a lot of pieces. And also, Miami, the AFC East. I guess the Bills and Pats are elite. But I guess the Jets suck. But I just, I'd rather coach in Miami with the warm weather. I don't know. Maybe that's me. But let's say you're your dynasty team. Your dynasty fantasy team, who would you want like OC? Like I'm thinking like if let's say you had Philly, Brian, in the Eagles, right? If Mike McDaniel's hired as the OC, would that rev you up for the next season?
Oh, I'd be so pumped. I think Mike McDaniel, wherever he ends up, I'm hoping for me, I'm hoping it's the Eagles just because I don't like their OC, but we're in the playoffs. I don't really see them making a move there. I don't know. But I think him landing in a few different spots could be pretty nice. I do there's rumors John Harbaugh might bring Todd Monken with him wherever he goes. So I think if he lands in New York and brings him there, or there are rumors he's looking at Miami. Miami, I agree with you. It looks good on paper. I did hear they have a good amount of cap issues, especially if they let go of Tyreek and Tua. So maybe it's a 1-year rebuild, which I don't hate, especially if you have a patient owner, but that's the only downside of Miami, in my opinion. Okay. But I do think wherever Harbaugh ends up, and I think wherever Mike McDaniel ends up, I think those are two places I would be pretty intrigued to see how the offense improves.
But McDaniel has an OC, probably, right? Like that's the dream.
Well, yeah. I mean, like McDaniel's an OC, and then Harbaugh because he's bringing in Monken, most likely.
So, because Jason, we saw last season, like that you get the right OC, right head coach, your offense can go from 0 to hero, right? Like Ben Johnson, if Caleb had played week 18, Caleb would have had 30 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, right? But he didn't need to.
He did play week 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, the place speaking of Ben Johnson, the place where I've initially heard where McDaniel may end up is Detroit. Which would be, there's some fantasy managers who love that, eh?
Do you think would him and the head coach get along? They're pretty much fire and ice.
Yeah, I know, right? They're very, very different, but they both came from Miami, and we'll have to leave him alone, let him call plays. And McDaniel's, at least got a decent track record of play calling. I think he could probably get the best out of Jared Goff, coming from that similar system of, the Shanahan, LaFleur, McVay, all that. So I think it could actually work out. In terms of the other two top jobs that for me, the Giants are also number 2, just with the foundational skill players on offense. The defensive line is as talented as anybody on paper, and yeah, they just need to beef up the O line or just add another number 1 or another receiver. This is a really good draft to add a complementary receiver for Malik Neighbors. So yeah, I very much like that. Number 3 for me is the Falcons. I've always had immense amount of respect for Blake as an owner, but again, it's another job where the foundational skill players are in place. Number 1 running back, number 1 receiver, number 1 tight end. That's all in place.
Good defense.
Yeah, yeah, you have 2 rookie DNs who kind of came on at the end of the year. You have a stud safety in Jesse Bates. Just got to beef up the O-line a little bit more and not take 19 penalties in the game, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. So, Brian, do you think this, because of how great the Liam Cohen and the Ben Johnson were last year, transforming Jacksonville, Chicago, do you think we'll now overreact to maybe some of the new whiz kids getting some of these key jobs, or do you think it's that's real the trigger for fantasy? It's if Mike McDaniel goes to Detroit, I'm taking everyone.
I mean, I think the issue is a lot of these whiz kids. Maybe they're whiz kids, but they can't lead a whole program. You see it kind of with Miami. They still had a pretty good offense given all the crap that was happening there. He ran a good offense. He couldn't, in my opinion, what do I know? But I just don't think he could run a whole program. So it really does depend on some of these whiz kids get hired because if you're the Giants, I agree maybe the Giants might not be the best fit for Harbaugh because they might just want an offensive mind that they know isn't going to leave. For example, Todd Monken, if he could leave and get a head coach job, and then you have Jackson Dart starting over again. A lot of these places want stability for their new quarterbacks, so then they go after the whiz kid so they at least have the offensive side, but maybe the whiz kid can't actually run a program. That is kind of what I worry about mostly with that because you see it a lot. You saw it. Mike McDaniel, I think, is a pretty good example. And I don't know off the
Josh
top of my head.
McDaniels?
Yeah, but I think there are other. Yeah, Josh McDaniel is perfect, where it's just it didn't work out. But you see it where some people are great coordinators and offensive coordinators kind of get put on a pedestal because at least you have a little bit more stability.
Yeah, the Wade Phillips, right? One of the best defensive coordinators ever, worst coaches. Jason, what do you got?
One job that we're actually kind of sleeping on that may become available by the end of the week if something plays out is Buffalo. McDermott, let's be real, has been on the hot seat all year, and this is the year they have to at least make the Super Bowl. There's, I know people have been oh, you can't say this. There's no Burrow, there's no Mahomes, there's no Lamar and Josh Allen's way. They have to get there. If they don't, I could see McDermott being fired, and I could see that job opening up, and all of a sudden that becomes the best job available.
I mean, that available, or is that the best job in sports? Josh Allen's clearly the QB1. Would Harbaugh coach for free?
Maybe, but it's something to watch. And the Bills, at the first part of the year, they look for a while, damn, will this team go undefeated? And then all of a sudden they do this perplexing thing all year where they think they can just turn it on and show up whenever they want, and all of a sudden they're not even the best team in their own division.
Sure. Okay, so let's jump into the playoff pod. Let's start with that Buffalo Jags game. Everyone's going to be smashing the Bills, even though, right, they're –
that.
What?
I don't know about that.
Oh my God! When we see the Vegas bets, 80%, everyone's going to be on Buffalo. Brian, don't you agree?
Yeah. I mean, it's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Right. But right, so we've seen Buffalo. They can't stop the run. They got gashed, but is Etienne really a guy who's going to gash them? And then the Bills have that elite secondary based on paper. They allowed this elite sending passing yards per game. But is anyone really afraid of their secondary?
No.
So, Brian, what do you see to be the key in this Bills-Jags game? Is because the Jags had the best rush defense in the league. So there's a lot of strengths on strengths.
I mean, the Jags were really good at turning the ball over. And it sounds super lame to say this, but it's just going to come down to turnovers. If the Jags can turn over the Bills, they're winning the game. And I think, I did the model for this week. Etienne, very high in the model.
Like what? Like 85 rushing yards, 100 total?
Well, just like he's running back 2 for the whole week. I mean, there's only 7 teams, but
14 running backs.
74 yards and pretty much a touchdown. So he's very highly rated, but I mean, James Cook is the highest. So that game is kind of the game that I think will be the fun game to watch. It's one of the higher over-unders. I think it really does come down to, is Josh Allen going to turn the ball over? If he can keep the ball safe, they're winning it. If he can't, the Jags were great. Maybe they were lucky. I don't know. They did it all season.
Yeah, but they beat up on some bad teams. But I think, they won 8 straight. Jason, if you're ranking Jason, go ahead.
They went to Denver and kicked Denver's ass.
That's true. That's a good win.
Yeah, that's the thing too, Brian. The other thing I want to harp on, it's not even just about protecting the ball, is if Josh Allen just tries to do too much in general. Like if he tries to be Superman and ends up taking, a couple of the bad sacks he took in Cleveland a few weeks back, he's not they ended up winning that game by 3 points. If he tries to do that same stuff in Cleveland that he does in Jacksonville, the Bills will lose that game. So he's going to have to just be smart.
I disagree. I think he is Superman. I mean, I think we're talking about the best. He's the best player in football in his prime with a wide open path against a team that's kind of a fraud. It'd be shocking if Allen lost this game, in my opinion. And I want him put on the cape. I want him rushing 10 times, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns, taking it on himself in the red zone. Because who's he going to throw to? Shakir sucks. Coleman's washed up. So what, Dalton Kincaid and checkdowns?
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, right, Brandon?
Not, baby. But I'm saying, he needs to know when to not take a bad sack and just more stuff is what I'm saying. He may have to avoid the really high risk plays that he likes to take, at times, and has taken. Otherwise, it's going to cost them.
I trust Josh Allen, and I'm going to bank on him. But let's rank wide receivers. How many Jaguars wide receivers are we going before a Bills wide receiver? 3?
Probably, and that's not saying much because the Jags receivers at this point are, they're decent, but they're not in terms of the hierarchy for fantasy, probably not that high. It's probably, for me, it's Myers, BTJ, Washington, Shakir.
Yeah. Brian, do you have the same? Because I think Washington had 343 passing yards in the last 3 games. Washington was crazy to end the season.
Yeah, he was passing the ball?
Huh?
Nothing. I was messing with you. I said he was passing the ball.
Okay.
But no, I do have Shakir as number 1.
Oh, wow.
But it's mostly just because who else are they passing the ball to? At some point, somebody has to catch the ball, and when Josh Allen's projected for 245 passing yards, it's got to go to somebody. And realistically, it's Shakir in the flat, short, bunch of receptions. It's just he's the safest bet. The fact I agree, most likely somebody on the Jags will be the best. It's just, who is it going to be?
Right.
Myers was one. Washington's been Myers was kind of coming on, and then Parker Washington came on, and then, in my opinion, still the best talent, Brian Thomas Jr. So that's, from an odds standpoint, Shakir is probably the one. But if I'm going to bet on anyone, you can be comfortable. But I agree, the Jags wide receivers are great, and one of them will probably go off, but just for the model, I do have Shakir as number 1. And then the next 3, for being honest, are the wide receivers, the Jags.
That's almost more of a bet on Allen, right? Because if you think if Allen's going to get to 250, especially since the Jags were, I think, the best team against the rush all season, obviously the Bills aren't going to be pounding James Cook into the line for 2 yards, right? They're probably going to have Allen and shotgun, spread them out. And then, so if Allen throws for 280, Shakir's got to get 70, like maybe a minimum.
Yeah, like who else is getting it? I
like Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, Kincaid.
Maybe, yeah.
Good year. Cook, too, though. Cook's going to have to be effective catching the ball.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. Like, so probably if you had to, we'll move on in a second. So props, what would you guys like? Who would you guys lean to? Brian, I know your model said ATN. Like for me, I'm gonna bet Josh Allen rushing yards because it's like that's what I'm doing in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know all of the lines. I do. Quarterbacks are more willing to rush it now. Like, I know Hurts almost always rushes it more in the playoffs because like there's no excuse for I gotta be healthy for the playoffs. This is the playoffs. This is when you put it all out there. Herbert, I could see running it more. Like I can of those, even Lawrence, Drake May, like any of those good athletes that like potentially didn't have to rush it more. If it's open and they can get a first down, it's important to get that.
Okay, Jason, what do you what do you got?
I'm pulling them up right now.
Because none of the receiving numbers are very high. I think James Cook's rushing is like 87 or something, which seems way too high for how good the Jags have been against rushers.
I mean, I have an 85.
Pulling up rushing props right now. Let's see. There's nothing like I think insanely good value. I mean, Josh Allen over 38.5 rushing yards, minus 114 is decent.
The only thing you got to worry is that fourth quarter, right? A couple of kneel downs could ruin them.
Oh yeah, it's worse. Actually, the one I really like is Trevor Lawrence over 25.5. He's been using his minus 114. Been using his legs a lot more recently. I mean, he's had like 4 rushing touchdowns. He eats a lot.
4 games.
Touchdowns the last like 3 games.
4, yeah.
Excluding week 18 because they were just dog walking Tennessee. But I actually really like that. He's been way more effective since he started reusing his legs and rediscovered them, and I think it's made the Jaguars overall a better team.
Okay, cool. So me and Brian are definitely leaning Bills. Like prediction, like I'd like 31-24 Buffalo, something like that for me. Brian?
I think it's more like 27-24.
Okay. Buffalo?
Yeah.
That's true. They probably won't cover. Jason, you going to go upset?
Yeah, I'm going 24-21 Jags.
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
The Bills are only 1.5 point favorites.
Oh, I thought it was big. It must have come down a bit. Okay.
I mean,
I thought it was like 3.5 in my head.
I have it right here. I have it right here. Let's see. It is. Yeah, Bills are 1.5 still.
Okay, cool. Well, 1.5. Yeah, I did in the preview. From my head, the Bills were bigger road favorites. Okay, so let's go kind of stay in line with how the games are. So we got Rams, Carolina, right? I mean, does Carolina have a chance? Because they kind of dog walked the Rams in like week 14 or something.
And yeah, beat them at home. So there's always a chance. I think the Rams dial it up. I'm assuming Devontae Adams will be back this time around. So there's always a chance. I just think the Rams just destroy them.
Holy crap! There's 10.5 points, and it's in Carolina. Is that the biggest spread of all time for road spread playoffs?
I mean, this is the first time a sub 500 team has hosted a playoff game since the 2011 or 2010 Seahawks. But that team was a little bit different. That team at least had a game break on it.
Sorry, Brian?
I trust the Rams, but I also kind of like Carolina to cover in the under. Like for Carolina to win, they probably just have to control the ball.
They need turnovers.
So, turnovers and control the ball. So Rico Dowdle and Chuba might be super. I mean, obviously, if they get down a lot to start,
like 10,
prediction screwed. But that's kind of the only way I can see them winning. Is it's just, hey, we scored 1 touchdown. We are like, if they get the ball first, go up 7-0, get lucky. Then it's just let's waste as much clock as possible and just hope to God we burn out the clock type thing.
But the Rams were so good against the run. I feel like that's, if the Carolina is running the ball, that's not going to be that effective a strategy. But then Bryce passing, he's going to make mistakes.
They also need to avoid trick plays.
They need what?
They need to avoid trick plays. That botched flea flicker on Saturday. Oh my goodness! Like what on actual earth was that?
Okay. What and then in this game, like it's just you smash Puka. Like his number's gonna be it's probably what 99.5. It's probably 100, right?
Let me let's go to the videotape.
And then like it's what do you and with the running backs, do you think they'll do more of that keep doing that 50-50? Because Corum has looked great. Corum looks like the best RB2 in football right now.
He's banged up though right now.
Yeah, I mean they did
Puka's
say they were like saving Kyron.
Yeah, I know exactly, but it's not like Kyron's like some explosive back. He's just kind of a placeholder, right?
No, Kyron's a stud. I think Kyron's the better overall back than Corum. Puka's over/under is 90.5.
Okay, got some room there.
Yeah,
and then Carolina, like what's Carolina the recipe? Like Brian, you said running the ball, so you think like 30 rushes for 150. Right, like Chuba and Rico both kind of split. Somebody breaks one. Also, maybe a bunch of screens, check downs.
Precisely. I mean, I think just muck it up as much as possible. Make it as ugly of a game as possible.
Yeah. Pops one here and there. Pops a big pass play.
You need a special teams probably touchdown because it's like Stafford's going to be showing like he's not afraid of Carolina.
No, he ain't afraid of nothing.
Okay. Let's keep it. We'll move on here. All right. Packers Bears. Right. I saw they've played each other like 212 times. It's the most games against the same team in history. So both teams know each other very well. Packers I think lost the 4 straight, but Love's been sitting. Bears have just been coming on. Defense is a little bit better. Jason, is there a lean here? Like. I like the experience of Love over the kind of the freshness of Caleb, but there's not a lot to pick here.
Yeah, I'm saying there's not a lot. This game, I think this game's going to be a lot of fun. 1.5 point spread to begin with. I actually think there could be a fair amount of offense. Packers defense has obviously, undergone some change since Micah Parsons went down. It changes everything. So that opened up a little bit more for the Bears offense. And they got going at the end of that game a few weeks ago when they played. Obviously, they needed another fourth quarter miracle. That's the one. My one concern with the Bears is like, for the most part, they wait 4 quarters to get rolling, and you just can't do that in the postseason. And we've seen the Packers start playoff games with urgency in recent years. Like a couple years ago, they went to Dallas and just broke down the door and ran them right out of their own stadium. And the week after, they went to Santa Clara, and they dominated the Niners by and large for 3 quarters. And the Niners had to pull a miracle out in that game. They needed a miracle pick and a late game drive to win in advance. So I like the Packers in this game.
But also maybe the Packers first half, Bears win if you're going to get creative, because if Packers like to start quickly, Bears like to start late. That'd be a fun little bet. Brian, what about you? Who's like the most important player in this game? Like who's going to get leaned on?
Ben Johnson.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, I think that's kind of what it comes down to is the game plan. Packers are banged up. They have injuries to a lot of their star players. People are out.
Who's out? Who's out? Other than Micah? Huh?
Parsons? I mean, Parsons is huge.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, their stud tight end still out. Like
Kraft, okay, yeah.
They're not there. Like Packers came into the season as one of the Super Bowl favorites. They had a stud team. It's not that same team. I was surprised they were favored, but I guess I kind of get it. Like, are the Bears for real? I don't know. They had a pretty easy schedule. So I do think it really does come down to Ben Johnson. What can he draw up? And yeah, just trying to, if Ben Johnson can get them on the board early, I think that's kind of the recipe for them to win. They've proven late game situations they can win it. It's just, can they be in the game then?
Yeah. It's just like I need to see the stat. First year, like players in their first playoff game. I bet they're terrible. Like Stroud was the exception. Stroud won his first game. He was awesome. But like Herbert's 0-2. Right, I think Lawrence won that game. He beat Herbert, but he was down like 4 touchdowns at half.
Yeah, that game was wild.
Yeah, it was wild.
Brock's game was decent. Brock had a decent first playoff game.
Brock?
Yeah.
Sure, but they were probably like 12-point favorites.
Yeah, I put the Seahawks that year. But still, I would say the X factor in this game is Josh Jacobs.
Perfect.
He's been obviously banged up. I'm assuming he will play.
Yeah, he has to be dead.
They will need to lean heavily on him to have a good night and get on to round 2 or get on to Seattle, I should say.
So Jacob, that's just where I wanted to go. So here, question, guys: how many 100-yard games did Jacobs have this season?
None.
You were in the game. Yeah. How many 100-yard games did the Packers have, rushing games?
None.
No, Emmanuel Wilson in his first start went for 100. So, like, Jacobs is clearly in kind of a different phase of his career, but he's still effective. He still has, I think, 12 rushing touchdowns, right? But he's more of a fall for 4 yards, right? But playoffs, maybe he'll,
Scores every game, though.
Yeah, but this playoffs, the Bears, I think, were giving up 5 yards a run. They had like the 28th worst run defense. So, in that weather, it's supposed to snow. There might be some snow. So, like, I love Jacobs in this game, right? 20 touches, just pounding the line, and then in the fourth, break one. Because this game's going to be close, right? There's no doubt. No one's blowing anyone out.
I'd say more. I'd say 30. I'd say, you feed them 30 unless you can't play.
Okay. And then what about the weapons? Like, Bryce, so this is tough because we got Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Dobbs, Wicks, and then, we got Odunze, DJ Moore, Luther Burden. Remember, we talked about him weeks ago, and he blew up. He might be the best wide receiver right now.
He might be. I mean, is Odunze he's back?
Lovely.
Who?
Colson
is Odunze back?
Yeah, he's
off
the injury report.
Okay. But, I mean, yeah, Loveland, Odunze, and Burden, I mean, that's their future. And I think it's a very good future.
Great future.
Yeah, so Loveland has looked great recently. I mean, I love watching him play. That's kind of my thing with him. I mean, I do think it comes down to Christian Watson, though. Like, Packers have so many options, but if he has a big play, that could really kill. Like, if he has a big game, I think that's Packers win.
Okay, I agree. Yeah, because like Jason, the Bears' defense was terrible all season, but they kind of did well late. I think they kept like 3 of the last 4 games under like 19 or something, except for that Niners game, right? That was
the Bears' defense is turnover dependent. They actually did force a fair amount of turnovers this year, which put them in success, but they do give up a lot. So yeah, I mean, and if you remember that Niner game, the very first play of the game, they had pick 6.
Yeah. Okay. But so where are you guys on Jordan Love? Because I'm a big Love guy. I just think he reminds me of Rodgers. He's got that like 25-yard over the middle. He can hit that laser. And I don't think a lot of guys can hit that. Like, so where would you guys have Love in the playoff rankings? So if Josh Allen's 1, where's Love? Playoff QB rankings.
6 or 7, somewhere around that.
Wow. Low. Okay. Brian?
Middle of the pack.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of think he's middle of the pack. I don't really think he's proven one way or the other
yet. Okay. See, I have him higher. I have him probably 3-4.
Do you have him above Hurts? Because that would be absurd.
Yeah.
No, I probably have Hurts, Stroud. I got Hurts, Stafford. Yeah, it's tough. He keeps dropping. But so prediction this game, do we then probably you said high scoring, Jason, but I feel like this might be low scoring. Bad weather, both teams running the ball.
I'm saying it's bad weather, but teams can still score in bad weather.
Yeah.
I say Packers 30-23.
Okay. Brian?
I would go more like maybe 23-21. Packers.
Yeah. Probably something super close. Like, this would be a good game if you're going to tease, right? Just tease the dog down.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you had to bet your life on someone to get 50 receiving yards, who are we picking? You got everyone available. Jason?
Probably DJ Moore.
DJ Moore?
Yeah, he can get 50.
Oh my God! I think his number's like 20. Brian?
You never know Packers pass catchers. That's the only problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Watson. I don't know.
It's tough. Maybe you could talk me into Loveland.
Yeah. Like 5 for 50 for Loveland.
In the wheel. You don't know which day. It's a grab bag. You never know whose day it's going to be.
Yeah, it's a tough game.
Even the most diehard Packer fans don't know which receiver's day it's going to be. That's how much of a wild card it is. I think to the point where they even confuse themselves.
Okay, let's go to the main event. Niners Eagles, right? Niners banged up, but the fact that they're here is a testament to what the coaching, the heart.
Yeah, for sure. Coaching for sure. I mean, also the fact that they decided to get a confident backup quarterback really helped.
True. That's true. But I feel like both these teams are different kind of mental spots. Niners kind of happy to be there. No one believes in us. Eagles are like, they all kind of hate each other, but they keep winning. I mean, it's just who's more mentally prepared for this game? Because I feel like the Eagles kind of want the season to end.
The Eagles by far. The Niners basically played a playoff game last Saturday and lost. Going for the number one seed, the division, home field, they didn't get it. They have to travel all the way across the country. The Eagles basically sat their guys on Sunday afternoon getting ready to play this game.
Okay. Wow. So, Brian, you're confident too, eh?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Wow.
Pretty much everyone's healthy. Whenever Sirianni comes in with everyone healthy, he does pretty well. He's so good at mucking up the game. It's annoying to watch, but whenever they limit I think when they win the turnover battle, they're like 50-something and 1 or something, like something along those lines. So it's going to be ugly.
Jalen Carter's probably playing, right?
Yeah, he played 2 weeks ago, just didn't play last week.
Okay.
He wrecked the game 2 weeks ago.
The Niner offense will have to do what it did against the Bears in order to have a chance. Like that is just the predicament they're in. It's the predicament they've been in. They have to put up 35-plus points to win the game.
I kind of like the Niners, man. I think they're, people have been giving up on them all season. When they beat the Rams on that Thursday, that was the craziest game ever. They had no business winning that game.
The only thing was they still had Fred Warner in that game. They have not had Fred Warner for a while. There's certain players you just can't replace. And they have 2 players that they're missing on defense that you simply just can't replace.
Okay. And then so Trent Williams versus Jalen Carter. Like, what are the odds they both get kicked out of the game in the first quarter?
As long as they're both kicked out.
Okay, so props. You got to bet anyone to get to 100 yards. Do you think is it Barkley against the Niners like crappy run defense? CMC doing everything. AJ breaking one.
It's Saquon for me.
I mean, if you're going rushing plus receiving, I'm just going to say
100 yards.
McCaffrey. Just
CMC,
he's a machine. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty confident in AJ Brown, to be honest. I think.
Go ahead.
I just think he's.
Oh, sorry.
Jalen Hurts, I have at like QB. I have him at number 1 overall player for the week.
Wow.
So I just think that defense is a little banged up, and I think they could put up points. I also think AJ Brown could have a good game.
He's been having a good game.
Bombs early and then just run it with Saquon.
Saquon's over-under rushing total 79.5. Get your hammer out and smash it.
Because I remember I bet CMC that 2 weeks ago that Saturday game because I assumed playoff game they're going to use them, and then he had the worst game of his season.
Yeah, well, they were missing Trent Williams and Ricky Pearsall, and the Niners, again, Seahawks were able to just pin, just post up 10 yards and in at the field, and they really just took away a lot of what the Niners could do. With that, Trent's practicing this week, today, which helps. So at least there's some optimism for him coming back. But the Niners' strength of their passing game really depends on Pearsall if he can play, because he can at least show some looks down the field and at least open up a few things and maybe give Kittle and Jennings some space.
Yeah, no, for sure. You can only lose so many guys. I guess I'm a Brock Purdy fan. I love me some Brock. I trust Brock. He's kind of like Baker Light, He'll do whatever it takes, and I trust him to make some big throws.
Starting to get some Baker-like personality in him too. All of a sudden, I leave the state of Oregon, or I leave the Pacific Northwest. And all of a sudden, the dude is starting to Dougie and dance, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? I love it.
Okay, let's keep going here. So we got Chargers, Pats, Sunday nighter. I feel like historically, like this is the weird game. No, that Saturday night game gets weird, but if that one doesn't, like this is, one of these games is going to go off the rails, right? And it could be this
I actually
game.
love this game. I think this game is also going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, go ahead.
I was saying, I know the Chargers are missing significant protection, and they have major protection issues, like up front. Like their 2 tackles are done, so that stinks.
Joe Alton Slater, yeah.
I still think Justin Herbert makes amends for that stinker last year in Houston. I think the Patriots defense is not that good. They can be scored on, and Herbert's got another week to heal the hand. Actually, I think the Chargers are going to put up some points, and their defense is good enough to knock the Patriots out.
Yeah, I agree. Brian, how do you have this game? Yeah, I've been saying for the second half of the season, that Chargers defense is no joke. They're a nightmare.
I mean, remember what you said about Caleb Williams' first playoff game?
Yeah.
That's Drake May.
Yeah.
Like, Patriots had a better season. They obviously had an easier schedule. I kind of agree. There's something about Herbert that I really trust in this. Maybe it's he's settled down with a great girlfriend. Who knows? But
have some beer.
Yeah, just there's something about him this year that I don't know why. I'm just confident in. Both have great coaches. This really is to me a toss-up. Obviously, Patriots are at home, so that's why they're favored. But I mean, I think I'm leaning Chargers.
Yeah, I like the Chargers an upset.
Yeah.
It's just Herbert. He's kind of like Lamar. He hasn't had a good playoff game, right? What is he? Is he 0-2, 0-3? He had more picks in last year's game than he had the whole season.
Yeah, so he had one good playoff half in that Jacksonville.
Yeah. Yeah. So I worry about that. But again, like we were talking about weapons, Buffalo, Jacksonville. If we, how many Chargers weapons are we going before we name a Patriot, right? I like Gadsden more than Henry, Diggs, or Kayshawn. And then, I'm taking Keenan and the experience. Ladd's probably the best player in the thing, and Quentin Johnson is a sneaky monster.
Quentin Johnson is a sneaky monster. You said Gadsden, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just didn't want to make sure I'm talking to be like, oh, they have Gadsden. I'm like, oh, I mentioned them. Yeah, I like a lot of the Chargers pass catchers in this game. Plus, Keenan Allen's a good playoff experience vet, and that's somebody, it's a good safety blanket that Herbert did not have last year. So, if going gets tough, Keenan will find his way open. The guy's still pretty much a walking bucket, even at his age, where he's just going to get his and get catches and chew up yards. And if there's anybody who knows how to coach the playoffs, it's Harbaugh.
Oh, there goes my internet.
No,
Bri, so what would you do? So if the Chargers O-line's terrible, do you think the Pats will just send 4 and hope to get pressure? Or do you think they're – I'm done.
No, you're good. We can hear you perfectly fine.
So didn't they do that or blitz because you're going to be able to get through and dare Herbert to beat you?
I mean, I think if you can get pressure with 4, why not? Just do that, because then you can sit back in coverage and you're not risking big plays that way. That is a worry, sure. Patriots have to prove it. This is kind of one of those. I really do think it is one of those games where it's just I trust the Chargers side more. They've been here, they've failed. Patriots haven't quite been here and failed yet.
The other thing I think we're also forgetting too on the defensive side of the ball, the Chargers have a game record. Patriots do not. Patriots have a solid, they have solid complementary players on defense. Chargers have one guy who's still good enough to take over that game and really make life miserable for the Patriots. That's the
I mean, they have Christian Gonzalez, but he's not a
game record. He's good.
He's more of a shutdown than a game wrecker, which it's a little different in my opinion.
They also have Derwin James when he plays, absolute difference maker.
Yeah, it's such a toss-up, this game. Like, this is a game I'm probably most happy to just sit back and say, entertain me. And I think this will be the game for that.
Unfortunately, due to personal reasons, I'm gonna have to be a Charger fan for this game, but or at least pretend to be one.
Fair enough.
Console a Chargers fan, I think maybe the right term.
I like Drake May and I like Vrabel. I do think it's so funny that Titans got rid of Vrabel and now it's like very clearly you made the mistake. You'd think people would learn at this point, but they don't. So,
I mean, if you really look at it, it's the same organizations always looking for head coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, we're here with the Giants, the Browns, the Cardinals, the Raiders, especially the Raiders.
Yeah.
The Raiders do actually have some decent foundational offensive pieces. They're just you just never know the competence. The other issue with the Raiders now is you don't know how much influence Tom Brady's going to have, and considering he brought in one of his guys to run the show, that's an interesting dynamic we don't know about, and we don't know what that'll do.
Yeah, it's kind of like the new owner, like the Michael Jordan new owner. Like, you were great at playing, you were great at doing your own thing. It's a little different taking a step back and kind of continuing to go.
Yeah, and again, we don't know how much influence or how much he has or how much influence, the dynamic between him and the GM. That's a different, case. We don't. It sounds like Brady's going to be heading up the head coaching search here, or be very, more involved than he allegedly has or hasn't been. There's been a lot of different stories on that.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think is very important with Ravens have a very good GM, but like the teams that are just always awful, when they don't change head coach and GM and have them on the same timeline, things go awry.
Yeah, that's why I actually think the Giants job is so attractive, because they basically have a lame duck general manager right now, and he knows he has to get the head coaching hire right.
Yeah, I mean, if I were a Giants fan, I'd be annoyed, but I agree. If you're coming in as a coach and like I'm the priority now, instead of coming in with somebody and being like, well, we both have to do this together. It's you have a scapegoat with New York. You don't have a scapegoat with other programs.
I know we were talking about OCs earlier. Where would you like to see Dable end up from a fantasy perspective?
Dable's
an OC. He's a damn good offensive coordinator.
Could he end up back with you're echoing, John?
Well, we'll wrap up anyway. We lost everyone who's watching.
We haven't even done our draft.
Oh, well, okay. Let's do a quick draft.
All right, who's got? We doing rock paper scissors shoot for first pick, or
no? You're in the top part. We'll give you first pick.
Okay. I'll go JSN.
Oh, Brian, you gonna be putting this in?
Yeah, give me a second.
So we're doing one quarterback, one running back, one receiver, one tight end.
Yeah.
All right, you can go, John.
I'm gonna take Josh Allen.
Are we doing snake or are we doing
Yeah, snake. So you get two.
All right, I'll go Hurts and Barkley.
Nice, the Eagle stack. All right.
He's such a fucking homer.
I mean, you took Allen.
And he's gone again.
Oh, he's back.
I don't know who I really. I guess so. I want a running back. James Cook, Josh. The Packers. Oh, why is it so ugly?
I mean, you got to pick the team that makes it too.
I know, no, exactly, right? But that's what I mean. I'm gonna take Nico Collins.
Okay.
No, sorry, take it back. I'm taking Puka.
Yeah, I was saying. All right, my pick now. I will go.
I was looking for the Rams. Go ahead.
I'll go James Cook. Let's see. I'm not taking Darnold. Screw that.
Brock?
No. I'll go Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence. I'll take the swing. I will take the swing.
Okay, I need a running back. I guess I gotta go. I could stack Kyron. Yeah, I'll stack with. I'll take Kyron. What are these guys saying?
But tight end, that's terrible.
Oh,
Do I really just do it?
Oh, you probably will.
AJ?
Yeah, I'll go AJ and Goddard.
He's all in on the Eagles.
I need a tight end. I guess I'll take Gadsden.
All right. I need one as well. Let me Rolodex myself here.
Take your boy. Take Big George.
I was thinking about it, but I also think the Niners only have one round in them. So
Yeah, well, maybe it's a great one.
I almost went with a different person, but my whole team's stacked, so might as well keep it stacked.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
When Niners lose, Brian's off the pod.
Yeah. Oh God, that'd be amazing. Damn, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of the playoff teams again. Who's available?
Buffalo.
Dalton?
Yeah, I got Dalton Kincaid.
Dalton K? Okay.
Although I know I'm going to lose one of them. I'm either losing him or Lawrence this weekend, so I might as well risk losing the tight end.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll do standard scoring, and that was fun. I enjoyed it last year. So
Yeah, it was a good time.
something.
Go Birds.
Good luck, Brian. You're probably not going to need it.
You're muted, John. You're talking to yourself.
That's cute. Good luck, Brian. You're probably not going to need it.
Maybe some more props.
I didn't hear a word.
What?
You heard.
Oh, well. Okay.
This is beautiful.
Well, it's been a great internet day. Anyways, we got pods coming tomorrow, pods coming Sunday, hopefully. More props, more gambling, more betting. Maybe we'll do a DFS lineup. And if you guys want to come on, that'd be great. But otherwise, we will see you next week. And best of luck to neither of you on the big playoff game.
Go
Thanks.
Birds.